Welcome to Real Talk with Rage. My name is Antoine Butler.
And I'm Damon Drummer.
And that's one of the dopest songs ever made is my intro, I gotta say that. We are the Resident Association of Greater Englewood. We welcome you to Real Talk with Rage. This show was the last couple seasons called Englewood Call. And now it's going to be called Real Talk with Rage. And we guarantee you real talk.
It's going to be some real talk. That's right. This is the Resident Association of Greater Englewood. You can find us online via social media. Our Twitter handle is Join Rage. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook if you type in Join Rage. Rage was founded about 6 years ago, November. And it's a group of residents coming together to drive change in the community. We understand problems and we drive toward change and work together to build those solutions. What's our mission?
Our mission is to mobilize residents of Englewood, people with resources, to force a change in a community by breaking down barriers in communication and promoting positivity through solution-based approaches.
I like that. Solution-based approaches. So many times it's so easy to frame the problem.
Exactly.
And this is about finding solutions and bringing those solutions to the table from the bottom up. We are online. Again, we are on Twitter. We are on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. So follow, like, subscribe, etc. You can find us on our website, rageenglewood.org. That's rageenglewood.org. Give us a call at 866-845-1032. Not for this call-in show, but that's if you want to talk to us about any issue in the neighborhood, if you want to join, etc. You can also email us at joinrage@gmail.com. That's joinrage@gmail.com. Who are the residents in the Residents Association of Greater Englewood? We are all over the place in the neighborhood.
The residents reside in all wards of the Greater Englewood community. Non-residents who support our mission are also welcome to join us.
It takes everybody to do what we need to do to come together and make this stuff happen. This is Real Talk with Rage. I'm happy to be back.
I'm happy you're here.
I know you invited me out to do the first Real Talk. I don't even know what year that was.
Oh, wow.
Maybe about 2 years ago. And it was a fun show. And so you called me back out of retirement, and I'm happy to be here to support this new season.
You were retired from the show?
I wasn't trying to come out. You know, these things are hard. This isn't easy.
Yeah, it isn't. I wish you guys could call us and talk to us. I really want to talk to people. I'm so excited. I can't believe they gave me the chance to be the host, to tell you the truth. I'm Antoine Butler, and I tend to go off of the chart and say things that people tend to... It's true, but, you know, I am who I am, and I represent the Resident Association of Greater Englewood. We're going to talk about the election, Damon.
This 2016 election. It's the election. This is the election. I thought 2008, 2012 was the election. This is the election.
Yeah, we had some big surprises. We had some interesting characters come out.
Very interesting characters. You heard that show House of Cards?
I have heard of it.
Yeah, this was House of Cards meets Englewood. That's what this was. 2016, House of Cards, right? And what do we mean, right? When it comes to politics, you get everybody's best side and you get everybody's worst side. The best side is we get to talk about our hopes and dreams and what we want to do together in this election to get the right person in, to advocate on behalf of our community, right?
Right.
And you see the worst when people start trying to grab for power and do things for all the wrong reasons.
We tend to get represented by people who don't have our best interests at heart. We need to vote for real. Take your son to vote. Who doesn't vote, you wake him up on election day and you take him. I'll come get him if you want to call a ride for him.
That's it. I mean, we have always been strong advocates here on Real Talk, the segment now turned into a show, and the former Englewood Call. We've always been advocating for people to get up and go vote. When Englewood votes, we demand more attention. When we vote, we command more attention from people in City Hall, people in the State House, people in Congress. We have 2 congressional districts that represent our community. We have 5 different wards, countless elected officials that represent parts of our community. And if we do not vote, we will not get their attention. But let's start at the top. The presidential race.
Wow. Trump.
We could just stop right there. Right? We could just
Trump,
stop right there.
Period. I can't believe that this man is running for president of the United States with some of the statements that he's making. I am flabbergasted by this guy.
I was telling somebody, well, when he announced, I was like, who does he think he is?
He's Donald Trump.
You know? Who's this clown, running for president? And he's not going to make it out of the Republican primary. He's not going to make it past the first couple months.
Wow. And look where we are.
Yeah, he was polling really well, and I was letting people know, I do politics every now and then. I'm like, polls don't mean anything. And then he had more delegates than everybody else. And then I'm like, well, it's very early in the race. These are the early states, The whole country hasn't voted yet. And here we are today, and he is the
leading he has the most delegates.
And no more candidates are running to oppose him. Wow. So he is going to be the nominee.
Not if the Republican Party has anything to say about it.
I don't think they have a choice anymore.
Well, we'll see how that works.
We'll see. It
is America.
So, and then on the other side, we have Democrats. And, before we went to Democrats, we had Trump come down to do a rally in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
And he got a taste of Chicago. I think a nice little taste.
Wow, that was...
remember that?
I like that. That was a nice play.
Matter of fact, he never... Oh, they got a taste of Chicago. He didn't hold the rally in Chicago. He had to cancel his appearance.
Yeah, you don't... Chicago's not having it.
Between Black Lives Matter and neighborhood groups, folks came together and said no to that racist, misogynist candidate that is the standard bearer of the Republican Party. It's awful. And he is going to be the nominee. We'll see. I'll wager that.
He will be.
He's going to be the nominee. It's all but certain. And that's one of 2 parties that we can choose from. Welcome to America.
Wow. What about Bernie?
Bernie is still in.
He's still in. Does he have a real chance?
Hillary Clinton to run for him? He has no chance.
No, he has no chance.
I think he has the right message.
He has a
great
message.
No chance of winning. He's done Hillary back to the Democratic fold.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fold that I have a different understanding of what a Democrat is after this election season. Wow. Let's talk about, I can't wait to talk about this guy anymore, Ken Duncan.
Oh, gosh. So this was the 5th state representative district.
Yes.
This was the race upon which the entire future of the state of Illinois hinged. Juliana Stratton emerged as a challenger to Ken Duncan. Why was all this money spent on this race, Dab? What was going on with this?
All right. So Ken Duncan made the statement that he was no longer on the plantation.
Which plantation was he?
Which plantation? So he ran from the Madigan plantation to the Rauner plantation. They pay better, I guess, obviously. And we found out that you do not cross Rauner because Obama came out of retirement.
Or Madigan. He crossed Madigan. Obama came out
exactly
and endorsed Juliana Stratton. I thought his plantation politics, his message, was interesting. But I think you said it right. He didn't leave the plantation.
Right.
He moved from one plantation and found another plantation. And I don't really deal with these words. I'm using his words.
Yeah.
I'm using his words.
Yeah.
Was using all sort of, I would call it divisive and racist rhetoric. Not racist, that's not the right word. But he was using a lot of racialized language to defend.
Not only that, when you can't announce that you're running, that you are a Democrat, and totally go against the Democrats. That obviously.
And then call that reaching across the aisle. Remember when
Right.
the president came down and said you should be able to collaborate with people in other in the opposing party and not be called a sellout? And he stood up and started clapping. He's, I'm not talking about you. Sit down.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
He just completely jumped ship, lost his mind. You know why? There's a song, Somebody Come Get 'Em. They're dancing like, right? People who chase money because they have no political organization, right? This is what's at stake. And we see this a lot in the caucus that represents a lot of black people in the city of Chicago. Somebody come get all of them because they dancing. And that's why we have to vote.
Because they're dancing like, yeah.
And so, and this is it. We say politics, you get the best and you get the worst. And what we see is that there are a lot of elected officials who look like us who are not accountable to us. And that's what we are learning here in 2016. It's more than just having a face.
It's much more than that. Let's get into Englewood with the 6th district race. You gave me a number that I found to be very interesting. 78% of the vote in the 6th district race was split between 3 candidates from Englewood.
From
From
Englewood, one community.
There's no way we should not be able to run one candidate. It would have been a landslide. The lady from downtown wouldn't have had a chance. We're playing against each other. We're each other's worst enemy. We have to have some unity.
You know,
have to.
And nobody's saying people didn't have a right to run. Nobody's saying
everybody
that.
has the right to
Nobody's saying that. But there's a thing called coming together, right? Before the election and making a decision and building coalitions. Coalitions of folks who are all working for the same goal. And if we can set ego aside and put Englewood out front,
There you go.
we'll come out on top. We could have had that race covered and then gone on and done some other stuff, be much more enterprising and entrepreneurial, maybe go after some committeeman races,
Yes.
maybe some automatic,
Yes.
and hold people accountable. We are wasting tremendous amounts of talent and resources running against each other. 3 candidates. 3 of the 4 candidates came from the same community.
Yeah,
This was
and-
a shot, it was an opening, and we just let ego get in the way.
Yeah, and the point with it was like, who do I vote for? I respect all 3 of the Englewood candidates. So you got me in a situation where now I got to make a choice. That's not fair to me. Let's be honest. I mean, it's time. We have to we gotta put this to the side and we gotta come together.
And I'm gonna, from a personal point, I respected people who supported any number of candidates, and so it was a very difficult choice for me.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And it's just interesting, and then to see the attack ads going back and
Oh
forth.
wow.
That was odd to people who I know worked together on projects, using corporate money to attack each other.
Wow.
That was a very strange experience. I had never seen it that up close before.
Never.
And I'd never seen it among people who once collaborated with each other. I hope those bridges can be mended and crossed, and we can repair some of those relationships moving forward. Which brings up, I think, something else you want to talk about, Dad.
We're going to talk about the Englewood Happy Hour. This was this whole concept came from Jermont Montgomery and my wife going out having a meeting at a restaurant, and for some reason they read Dream and they bought wine, and they started thinking, wow, we need to do this for everybody. Like, everybody needs to meet all the other people who make moves in Englewood. So the birth of the Englewood Happy Hour became. It's very interesting that small ideas turn into big things. We have very small intention. We wanted to support a black business. We wanted to highlight a local entrepreneur's endeavor, whatever it is that they're doing right now. And it turned into, I've heard very interesting conversations at the Englewood Happy Hour.
There have been some. Englewood Happy Hour is where everybody who's at, there was a Met Gala in New York, right? They said everybody wants a ticket to the Met Gala. You got to be famous or rich to get a ticket to go to this gala fundraiser in New York City. Well, Englewood Happy Hour is the Met Gala of the South Side, right? Like everybody who's anybody comes to Englewood Happy Hour. Matter of fact, I have a mentor who ain't nowhere near Englewood. I want to come to Englewood Happy Hour, right? It's a beautiful place. You come down, you unwind on a Friday. You reconnect with people that you have maybe collaborated with in the past and have maybe drifted away from.
Exactly.
You can have more personal conversations. It's a reunion.
Right. And it's BYOB. That helps bring everybody's inhibitions down. You'll get the truth. Because that's real talk, too. That conversation is always real talk.
And then they have these burgers, right? I can't seem to get one because the line is so long. But the food at Dream Cafe is amazing.
Shout out Howard Bailey.
Fries, Howard Bailey. They're getting it in at Dream Cafe. What do you know about some collard green egg rolls?
I knew nothing about them until Dream Cafe.
Macaroni and cheese egg rolls, jerk chicken egg rolls. Great leaders from the blocks, block club people, entrepreneurs, neighbors, residents, family, friends. It's a great place to be.
It is.
What Englewood Happy Hour did for me, because that election was a lot for me. You witness a lot.
Yeah.
And I began to be very, frankly down, and just wondering, is it even possible to bring people together to affect change? The Englewood Happy Hour came right on time. And it was founded by two people who were on opposite teams on that election. What that says is that Englewood is bigger than any election, right? That we are bigger than any candidates who may be running against each other. And Englewood Happy Hour came at the right moment for our community to bring people together, to refocus us on what really matters.
That's what it's about. I mean, I do this work because I want to see better in my community. I don't do this for friends. I don't do it for likes. I do this because it needs to be done. I'm not at work. I go to work every day. We need to come together. I can't stress that enough. I don't know if I'm getting old, but I am certainly becoming more and more about unity. It's less about capital and more about unity.
What do you mean by that?
Well, before I started doing community work, I was more caught up into materialistic things, money. I was driven by capital. How many more buildings can we buy? How many more cars can we own? Mm-hmm. And being involved in community work changed all of that. It made me refocus my energies, and as long as my car start up anymore, I'm happy. It's not about what year it is anymore. So Rage changed everything for me. It put me into another space, and I thank all of the founders for that.
Well, we thank you as part of the founding family that really did a lot to put this thing out there and invited us into y'all's space.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's your whole family was there. Your daughter, who's now off to college, on a full ride to Spelman College. Congratulations,
wow.
right?
Yes. Lottery win.
Was a middle school student staffing the sign-in table.
Right, when you met her.
8 o'clock on a weeknight on a weeknight evening,
She was angry then. It was so interesting to watch her go from becoming the child who did not want to go to the meetings with her parents to the child who was helping her parents run the meeting. Very proud of her.
And now recognized for her service to the community with a full ride to
Spelman.
One of the best colleges in the entire country. So, congratulations to you and your family on that.
Thank you. And you are talk. This is real talk. This is Real Talk with Rage. I'm Antoine Butler again.
And I'm Damon Drummer. This is the Resident Association of Greater Englewood, bringing you real talk. We've talked about the elections. We've talked about Englewood Happy Hour. And now we must pause and reflect on the life and legacy of Mr. Henry P. Wilson.
Great man, great man. He was a pioneer and a legend of organizing in Englewood. Before, well, maybe I guess while I was a baby, he was doing what I'm trying to do now. I have nothing but respect for him. He lived in the same house. When I was younger, I used to run past his house because my buddies. I never knew who he was until I got older and started doing community work.
Huh.
But he used to be on his porch when we were younger, and he was always checking us about something. Like it was just something. We were rappers, so he wanted us. Hey, what is stop that nonsense? And but he was a good guy, and I rest in power to Henry Wilson.
He was the mayor of Englewood.
The mayor of Englewood.
Was instrumental in launching the Englewood Conservation Community Council in what year? 1961.
Oh wow!
Right. Just that one point, just tells me that this work never ends. That it is our job to keep this work moving.
That's
1961.
I totally agree with you.
And just a pillar, institutional memory. I was used to work at Teamwork Englewood. He was a board member of Teamwork Englewood. And if you want to learn more, you can go to their site. I think they posted something on their site and on the Englewood portal about Mr. Wilson. And he was a board member. And man, when he opened up a line of questions, you had to have answers. His job was to hold our organization accountable from the executive director to all the staff. And would tirelessly support the efforts, particularly if he knew that it had a direct impact on families and youth and parents in the community. Would spend money out of his own pocket
Yeah, he would.
to fund the clothing drives and the toy drives at Christmas. People thought that was a lot of donated stuff. Sometimes that was all him.
Wow. If I could be half as impactful as Henry Wilson, I would be happy with myself, to tell you the truth.
And it would be a lot better place if we all had that same commitment that he exhibited his whole life.
Yeah.
87 years, and was a model of service to the community.
Yeah. You are watching the Englewood. No, it's not the Englewood Call anymore. It's Real Talk with Rage. And I'm the host, Antoine Butler.
And I'm Damon Drummond. Am I a guest? How are we doing this?
Technically, I guess you are a guest.
Well, I'm just happy to be here. I was trying to force you into some sort of a promotion. But you can join us at rageenglewood.org. We will be live in the coming shows. This is Real Talk. Visit rageenglewood.org. Sign up for Rage. Join Rage. This is a great place to be. A great group of residents who are driving change and making things happen in the neighborhood. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We have meetings coming up. One is coming up on May 17th. It's at 7th District Community Room. We have another meeting.
July 19th. The location is to be announced, but if you follow us anywhere, you will know when the meetings are. I guarantee that.
So mark your calendars, July 19th, September 20th, November 15th. Put those in your calendar. The locations for these meetings will be released. These are the best meetings in the neighborhood. You get the information you need to be effective and make things happen on your block.
Well, you have been watching the non-call live call-in show. The Englewood call,
This is called Real Talk. This is your show. This is Real Talk with Rage. This is the Residents Association of Greater Englewood. It's been great. I'm glad to be your first guest.
Oh, I'm happy to have you.
I was happy to do this. I wanted to call me back.
I will. If you got Rage, please contact the Resident Association of Greater Englewood at rageenglewood.org. You can give us a call at 866-845-1032, or you can email us at joinrage@gmail.com.
You can also follow us on Twitter at joinrage. Find us on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Well, it was an interesting first show, I must say.
It was. Got a lot off my chest. I appreciate the real talk and the opportunity to as they say, keep it 100. right?
Yeah, that's right. You keep it
Right.
100.
Maybe I do my own show, Keeping It 100 with Demond Driver. Nobody would watch that. Nobody.
I don't know. We might have a new series.
That's it. But this is a great thing. We need a space where we can tell the truth,
Exactly.
make it plain, and refocus our efforts and energies. We can get distracted by Trump, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But we got lots of stuff to do.
Some things are meant to be distractions.
That's it. And to be treated as such. So this has been great.
Real talk. First show, no calls, but I can't wait to talk to the people out there. I know we're going to have some interesting questions this season. This is the Resident Association of Greater Englewood. Give us a call. Join us. Give us a call. joinrage@gmail.com. Phone number 866-845-1032. Or you can follow us on Twitter at joinrage. I am Antoine Butler.
And I'm Demond Drummer.
And we are happy to be here. Have a good evening, everybody.
Good night.